Welcome to Thoughts in the Glass podcast. I'm Latoya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered opinions on a variety of topics.
Opinions? Dang. So sit back, relax, and grab your favorite drink and join us on a conversation of real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. Kendra, what's the drink tonight?
Of course, you know we are still in January. This is the last drink of January, non-alcoholic drink. So this is a Faux fruit margarita. Super easy to make. You just put a little bit of mixed fruits, frozen. We did about 2.5 ounces of lemon juice, 2 ounces of simple syrup, a little bit of water because it wasn't any like non-frozen fruit. Blend it up, rim it up, drink it up.
Cheers.
You came with that off the top of your
I did.
Oh, I guess. Okay, hang on.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
All right, as y'all can see, we got a guest. George is here.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party. I gotta come back when we're having cocktails.
Yeah. Hello. Come on now.
But shout out to Daniel.
And his face.
And his
okay.
face.
Hello.
Y'all, pray for me.
Pray.
Pray for me. Because between the two of them, I don't know if I'm going to survive.
Survival is.
It was just a whole debacle before this thing.
We should have, I should have been B-rolling.
Yeah,
should
that's what we
have.
should have been doing.
Shoot.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Thank you for welcoming me on your podcast.
Of course. Thank you for coming
Yes.
out.
I'm glad you're here. So, if you guys don't know George is, how would you describe yourself?
I am a creative, I'm a creative director.
Ooh, I love that creative director.
Yeah, I have the slogan. I said I turn your ideas to legendary moments.
Okay.
So follow me on Instagram. It's George Tyler Wells, and follow me in the journey of me being creative.
Period.
Yeah.
But in addition to being a creative director, or that encapsulates you overall. But
Yes.
you're an educator.
Yes.
You're a producer, or you work in production. You are a leader in ministry.
Yes.
You have done.
Run me down, baby. Run
Okay,
me down.
multi-hype me.
You've done public speaking. You've done podcasts.
Yes,
like,
all the things.
You're an artist, like
Yes.
visual art. Yeah.
You ain't know about yourself.
I
You
didn't.
need to see
Listen,
somebody to tell you your
sometimes
resume.
you just be outside just
I
doing
know, you
anything.
just do
and then we put it
things.
I didn't
together.
even put the acting in there.
You right? I was smoothie in it. I did stage plays, y'all. Like
You did stage
Tyler
plays?
Perry, holla at me.
You know you're always looking for somebody to do.
Yes, but we all three of us went to higigh school together.
We did.
We
did.
We did.
Charles
Flowers
Herbert.
in the building.
Yeah.
Period. And we graduated the same year.
Yes.
04.
First graduating class to go all 4 years.
Exactly.
That,
And George is my cousin.
Yeah, so we're family. Actually, we're not. It's not a lie, guys.
I know. And this, so
It's
so
not
Jay,
like I-
we just talked about this recently because this be a pet peeve of mine. We have a huge family, and I
Yes.
hate when people be like, "Oh, y'all not cousins for real."
real.
Like, ugh.
So,
Like,
yeah,
leave me alone.
People wears out the cousin thing.
Yeah.
They
And
be
I
like, this is my
get it,
cousin.
but,
And then they
like-
be like, well, how y'all related? Well, we not. So his mom is my mother and their mother is best friends. So we kind of like cousins, but we not cousins, but we really are cousins.
And I swear, me, because I don't think you got this, but people used to wear me out with that. Like, y'all not cousins for real. Like, yes, why would I lie about that?
And I think, and we used to live directly across the street from each other.
And I feel like that also made it unbelievable.
Yeah.
But like we
our-
just have a communal family.
it was like a triangle. Like my house was in the middle, and
Uh-huh.
across the street was your house, and then
my aunt.
your aunt's was on the other
Other
side.
side.
So it was just like a 7th Street. Shout out to 7th Street, okay? It ain't the same, but I mean, we did grow up across the street from each other, and we are cousins. And we did the history, and we cousins. Other than like our
Like
relatives
real
talking about, yeah, you know, that's your cousins across the street.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
So we have George with us. I'm so excited to talk about all the things that you have been into. But I mean also a Kiki.
listen, I watch our podcast. I want to enjoy in your conversation. I was like, can I like banter with you guys.
I mean, listen, I'm good for a good
Listen.
key.
I be
okay?
wanting to I be commenting at home. Oh, she should have said this. So we can interview.
But so see, before we even get into the interview, you are living proof that y'all do what I say y'all do. Y'all watch the podcast and y'all be in y'all head like, oh yeah, girl, this and that, and nobody be dropping in the comments.
Yeah, it's just like Instagram. You scroll and don't hit the heart button. Baby. You all do it. I do it all the time.
You know what? I be liking stuff,
me.
and then I be watching. I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
Scroll.
And don't let me accidentally heart. I didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, baby, it's your birthday. And I'm like, oh, happy birthday. And I don't even put happy birthday in the,
Child.
Like, if I know you, I'm going to say happy birthday. But if it's your birthday, I'm going to just keep scrolling. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
And then the one I famously get is, after we post an episode, my friends will text me, oh, I seen, you know what, girl, the timeshare, or girl, I saw this, and I wanted to talk to you about. I'm like, y'all.
Get up in the, when we say get up in them comments, that's what we mean.
Comment.
That's what we mean. Get up in there.
Take me through that.
Okay. Dang.
Are y'all praying?
Just say it. Get in there.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Okay, so
Okay.
we gotta get serious. So you've worked behind the scenes as a producer on multiple different award shows and live events. And the most recent thing you worked on was the Ebony Power 100.
Correct.
Accurate? Okay.
Correct.
So, tell us the tea.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, she wants to be into the business.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what happens behind the scenes, I want to know.
Before we get into that.
Okay.
Yes.
My God. Slow the train down.
Okay.
We're going to skip cities.
She want, look, I call her Wendy Williams on the low, okay?
So, how did you even get into...
Okay.
Oh, that's a good question.
Start from the beginning.
That's
friend.
a good
Okay, that's what you know,
question.
right?
Start from
That's
the
good.
beginning.
Okay. So what happened was, I went to Morgan State University. I always knew I wanted to be in entertainment. And when I went to college, nobody in my family went to college. But when I got there, the man was like, "Oh, at the end of the day, it's all business. So major in business." So I got a bachelor's in business administration, and really my major should have been communications. But then I had a part-time job at Ticketmaster.
Okay.
So one of my bosses at Ticketmaster was in school at Bowie State, and she was in the communications, and she did. And back then, it might have been like 2010, 2011. She did this show called BET Honors, which was one of the shows that was shot in DC, and I saw it on her Instagram, and this is when Instagram had first started. So she had came back to work. I said, "Oh, how you get to do that event?" She was like, "Oh, I'm in school, whatever." And she was like, I got the people. I told her what I wanted to do, and she was like, "Well, the next time we do an event, I got the people's name. Like, let me know, and I'll hook you up."
Okay.
And so that's literally what happened. The next event was in New York. It was called Rip the Runway when they had the little fashion show. Going back down memory lane,
I know the terms. I know the things.
It was Rip the Runway, and it was in New York. And being that she got the opportunity, she gave me the lady's email address. I emailed her, so we both were doing it. And I was like, "Well, I'll get the hotel because I have a hookup on hotels." And we just took a bus to New York, and we bought the hotel. We worked the event. But as I was working the event, like I grew up, we used to watch TV all the time. TV shows, like award shows. So I knew like some of the key players, and I was like, okay, I'm in this room. How can I like maximize on this thing? So I knew that at the time Stephen Hill was in charge of all of the different like shows. So I had wrote him a letter, typed it up. And the day of the event, I went across the street to a Staples in New York City, printed it out, folded it out, put it in my pocket because I didn't know if I was going to see him. So we worked the event, and then we went to the after party. And I saw him. I was like, "Oh, thank you, whatever. Gave him the letter. He put it in his pocket and was like, "How you like your experience?" I'm like, "Cool, whatever." I'm like, "All right, I'm in."
Listen,
crickets.
That's all I needed. That's
crickets.
All you
Ain't
needed,
nothing
right?
happened. Ain't nothing happened. Crickets. And even before that, I had met other people who worked with BET because I had different friends, and we would go to different events. We were like seat fillers and stuff like that. and nobody would reach out. People would just say, "Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Email them, no response. So what happened was I gave him a letter. This was like now it's 2012. This is the year like Whitney Houston had died, and we were on Twitter. So I was basically stalking the man, right? I was commenting on his Twitter. I was like, "Hey, I gave you a letter, thinking he gonna see it. He don't see it." And basically what happened was one day I was sitting there. I said, "Hey, I got the lady email address," and I looked at her email address, and the email address was first name dot last name. So I just copied that same email and put his first name dot last name and sent it to him through email, and he responded. He responded and was like, "Oh, thank you, I really appreciate it. Whatever, somebody will be reaching out." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I was in the studio with y'all know Asia. Asia went to school with us, whatever. We were sitting in the studio, and a 757 or 717 number came, and I was like, "Is this New York? Like whatever?" And usually I don't answer numbers that I don't have. So what happened was, I answered the phone, and it was my homeboy Vernon at the time. He was like, "Hey, I got your number from Stephen Hill. He said to hire you as a PA in LA. Are you going to be in LA the weekend of X, Y, and Z?" I'm like, "Yes, I am."
That's so coincidental.
What are the dates?
Crazy.
What are the dates?
Timing.
So he gave me the dates, and I just said yes. I just was saying yes, yes. Ain't never been to LA. Didn't really. I don't know if I had tip tricks back then, but I was like, "Baby, I'm gonna figure out how to get there, even if I'm gonna be in a pad on the boat to get to California. I'm gonna be there." So literally, I bought my flight to LA. Didn't know nobody. Went by myself. I stayed in. That's when I found out what a hostel was. A hostel was. Baby, it's giving dorm room for adults. It's strangers you don't know. Okay, I was like, we sharing a bathroom, and it's a bunk bed and somebody above me that I don't know that I got sleep in the same room with. Jesus, you gonna have to move, okay? So I did that, went there, and worked, and like as I'm working, I'm like networking, but the thing was, people thought I was a spy because Stephen Hill was their boss. So they were like, "Oh, you his nephew?
How you get up in here?"
So they like side eyeing me, and don't nobody really want to like engage with me because they don't know if I'm
what's
whatever.
Going on? Like,
so long story less long, I see Steven. I'm like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" I was the one that sent the letter. He was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I get a lot of those, but do you like your experience? Like, didn't remember me. Didn't remember that, baby. I just knew I was in there because I wrote this letter.
And they're like swimwear. You can't tell me
But I was grateful. He was like, "Well, how are you liking your experience?" And I was like, "Cool." And after that, the rest was history, like of me developing relationships and the people. And some of those people I still talk to this day. We still work together on events and stuff. And some of them like have their own production companies now. But that's what happened. That's the gist of it.
I feel like I've never heard that version of this. Like, I asked you this question before. I never heard that version of the story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, I'm glad you saved it for the podcast because that's so good. That is, not only is it inspiring, but I don't know. It's just, I got a lot of thoughts now. And sorry, guys, I'm just processing. But I think it's very much a millennial of you, just the entire thing, right? Because I feel like at a time when we were trying to get started and put ourselves out there, it was always, at least, I mean, if y'all had a different experience, please say so. But I feel like for us, the big thing was like network. It's about who you know, not what you know.
It's always about that.
I think that maybe other generations, I don't know if the ones before us, but certainly the ones after us, they might say it's cringe to send somebody a letter that they don't know. And, like, I feel like the younger people don't get that concept as much as it was drilled into us. Like, similar to your experience, every job I've ever gotten was because of somebody I knew.
Yeah.
And that was a big point, like being able to speak to people, being able to make small talk, being able to introduce yourself, taking a chance. Like, that was something that for us, it was really, at least for me, I'll speak for myself, that was something that was drilled into me. Like, did you say hi to so-and-so? Do you see such and such over there? Did you speak? Like, that was a big thing. And I think hearing that story, that those are valuable skills that can take you, if not all the way, part of the way, right? And then of course you got to do the work to go further, but I don't know, I just feel like if you hadn't asked your friend that question, you know what I mean, and you hadn't made connections with those people or reached out, you know what I mean, how much different would the story be? And I mean, me and Sydney have this conversation very often. I'll ask her, "Well, did you ask somebody?" "Well, I don't know them."
Yeah, because
introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Say your name.
But
Ask them the question. Like what?
it's a thing of rejection too. But like for me, I'm not a natural networking. I hate networking because I think it's fake. I think it's fake. I think it's superficial. I think you want something from me. I think like just say what it is that you want. Or sometimes people look at you funny, or somebody like in Hollywood, people size you up. They're good for a name drop. Or I work with this, or I did this. Even on Instagram, a lot of that is a facade. Like you got in because you was somebody's plus one.
Yeah.
And what you're posting is not what you're even doing.
Right.
So it was just one of those things that at that particular time, because mind you, this is like 2012. And I'm like, it's a thing of desperation, or a thing of I really want this. And I think at that particular time, I knew what I wanted and what area I wanted to be in, and that was my only way. Because even during my journey, once I got there, it didn't go nowhere because I stopped networking, or like people will use you with how you show up. Everybody's just not gonna be like, hey Toya, hey Kendra, what do you want to do?
Right.
I'm gonna help you.
Right.
Some people are just gonna be like, oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Right, and keep it moving.
Go get that.
Right.
Or go get that. And you could be, because it's this thing of, oh, just act like you've been in the room. That's not enough. Because you will be in the room and won't be in the room again.
Yeah.
Because no one remembers you. Because you're only as good as your hit or your next whatever. So you have to keep your name out there. You have to keep making direction. You have to keep showing up and whatever. Because even when I got through the door, it was another obstacle that I have. Now it's crabs in the barrel. Now I'm in the door, so now I have to compete with everybody else that's in the door. You know what I'm saying? So it was a thing of I hated networking, but I knew where I came from.
Right.
I knew I wanted out.
Yeah.
Like you know when we grew up, like and not that we had hard lives, but it was just I knew that there was more to life, and if this was my door, I'm gonna just have to suck my courage up, and I'm gonna have to think to get there. Because if you look at anybody that is successful, they might not be the greatest.
Yeah.
Beyonce didn't start off as the greatest.
Right.
There's a lot of people out here that can't sing, and they
doing the thing.
And they doing the thing with an auto tune or nothing. Because maybe if I had an auto tune, Kendra, we'd have been pop locked.
Let me explain something to you.
Here she go.
The level in which, if my sister didn't take the opportunities, because she's older than me, right? I'm gonna tell y'all, because my sister, right? My parents put her in singing lessons. She went to Duke Ellington and all the things. If they did not give it to her, gave it to me, I'm trying to tell you something. With my personality, I'd be out here. Okay? Y'all be like, I went to school with her. And then I'd be the people like, oh, God.
But you still can. There's still time.
I've been telling her that.
Because you have characters in your head. I see it. You have characters and skits in your head.
Listen.
And I think it's a thing of you feel like that you're going to look dumb or you're too
I
old.
I think it's also a little anxiety too.
It's my anxiety. And then I'm going to be honest with you, George, a lot of times when I say stuff, I don't remember what I said. I just be saying stuff.
But as long as it's recorded.
I know. And then they be like, what you just said? I be like, that was good. Wow. Damn. What I said. Crazy.
But you just have to believe in yourself.
Even
we're going to look dumb. Like
yeah.
people, like we just talked about this. She was like, I mean, this podcast, it is what it is, but it's going to grow. But my thing is, the point is that you started, and where you started is not where you're going to finish. As long as you be consistent, it's just we're not consistent enough. Like if we don't get the likes or whatever within a year or two, we like, all right, cool, bye. But it only takes one episode or one thing, and it's a wrap.
To blow it up.
Yeah.
And then everybody gonna be wanting to meet us, and I'll be like,
I saw a meme that somebody said it went something to the extent of, are you doing this because it's something that you love doing and it's a hobby? If so, then you don't quit the hobby because you're not getting the
attention, the
accolades, right? Because like if you like running, you would run whether people were clapping for you or not. So like whatever it is that you're doing, creating, whatever, if you're doing it because it's a hobby and you enjoy doing it, then it doesn't matter about the accolades. But if you're doing it because you're seeking something out of it,
it will cause
it's gonna feel like you're gonna be drained. And so that's how I think about the podcast. Like I make this joke of like, we ain't getting paid for this, but like I just enjoy doing this. Like this is our hobby.
But also what you do is you look at other podcasts, you see how you can improve, you see what's gonna set you apart, you do those things. When we have conversations, like one day she was like, Tell me about my podcast. Tell me everything I need to change or whatever. Don't be afraid to hurt my feelings. But you need those advice because even when I was a PA, it said, how can I set myself apart from all these other PAs? Because everybody wants the next level. Yeah. So I had to be efficient. I had to move fast. I knew I had to be on time. I knew I had to be likable. Because I'm competing with 12 other people, and then some of these people are people's brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews, whatever. And nepotism is a real thing. Okay, you gonna put your family on before you put whatever, even though they might not be qualified. There's a lot of spaces I went and I got that job, and he can't even read. But
not text to talk.
But that's just what it is. You gonna put your family on before. It's just a part of the game, so you always have to keep learning it. And how can you set yourself apart? And that's kind of what I did. Like. People liked me. I was fast. I was polite. So when it came to working with executives, they was like, I can trust him to be in a room with these high level people.
They're not embarrassed. Because you're not going. What your mama say? Don't you embarrass me.
Don't you embarrass me. And then when you get in a room with some of them, you realize that they're not the smartest cookies either. Who has had a boss that you was smarter than? Talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it actually.
You know what? I think that our generation, we were, number one, being respectful and things like that. But then realize, I think as I've gotten older, that people put on their pants the same way. That's the way my dad was talking to me. He's like, if you respect that other person and treat them like a person, they look at you a totally different. Because now we're in a space of, she's not worried about where I'm coming from, what kind of coin I have, or what level I'm at. She's talking to me because at this point we have a job to do. And we're just trying to do this job. She's not looking at me as a stepping stone to the next level. That might be, but you wouldn't know that. Right, exactly. Because we're going to work together. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do and treat you just like I would treat the next person.
And that's what I always tell people. I don't care what position. I don't care if you're a waiter. I don't care whatever you do. You always be nice because that waiter might be your boss. You might lose a job, and that waiter who was a waiter 12 years ago might be a CEO of a company. And if they remember how you treated them when they were in another position, you lost that opportunity. So never, just because somebody's beneath you or you have a higher position, still treat that person with love and grace and respect. Because my thing is, if you hire a level and they want to cut the budget, they're going to stop with y'all.
Right.
And then you don't know, you might be out of a job and you might need the person that was your assistant who they promoted, maybe paying less.
Right.
You might need that person somewhere down the line. So you can never, always be mindful of how you treat people.
And then you also don't know their connection to who can put you on or take you off. Yeah. Because you could be in a room and that secretary may come in and it's like, well, how do you feel about such and such? Well, she's not nice to me. Yeah. She's not kind to me. She's always, whatever. And next thing you know, you don't have a job because of how you treated an external part or something.
We have this thing in church when we call like honor up and honor down. We honor up because they're your elders, but also you have to honor down because it's like, to get respect, you got to receive respect.
Exactly.
Just because you older than me or you feel like you're wiser, that don't mean you could be disrespectful to me. Yeah. And my thing is, if we honor each other and we don't have to agree. We do not have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But if you respect me and I respect you, we ain't going to have no problem.
Right.
And they always do this thing of, oh, I don't want to endure. Baby, I'm not enduring some of the things y'all had to endure. I'm sorry. That's why people die it is. And my thing is, I think that's dumb when you try to put somebody through a process that was unfair to you to somebody else just because you went through it. Because I'm going to make it easier for the next person. Right. Just because you had to walk around in
the snow for 5 miles with no shoes on and with books over back.
That's not my portion, okay? God has technology. Okay. We had libraries. We had to go to libraries. We had books. Now they got Chat GPT. Baby.
But this is the thing. So we're gonna get to more to the interview, y'all. I promise y'all. But now he's touching on conversations that we done had.
Yeah.
Just between the two of us.
Because I be watching. Okay.
Because the thing is, my kids don't endure nothing. They have not had to endure. But then I also feel like y'all don't know how to do nothing because you don't know how to endure nothing.
But that's your fault.
This is the hard part. If I say, well, I need y'all to go through the things that I went through, then it's like, well, we've been delivered from that. So why we got to go through that? But I need you to go through that so you can learn how to do some things. Because I was put my child out here for a second. I took Janae off of my cell phone bill. So now she got her own cell phone. So she calls me and she's like, my bill went up $4. Do you know why? That's not my bill. She's like, I don't know what. I said, well, you're not going to call T-Mobile? And she was like, oh, I guess I'll have to do that. Ma'am, why wasn't that your first call?
that is so important that you're doing that. Now, how old is she?
19.
But you're doing it now because my nephew, sorry, love you, bro, but he in his 20s, and I had to you need to pay this, you need to do this, you need to do that because he was so sheltered. Because there's a thing of we had to get it out the mud, and we just had to use our brains in a different way that they didn't have to. And we see how the technology and us always handing them out, giving them things, has crippled them. So they don't necessarily have to go through everything we went through, but there are certain lessons that they can do. They can pay, if you over 18 or whatever, you can pay your own phone bill, or just getting a part-time job. Me and Toya, we was 12 working, okay? Toya used to sew clothes, baby. She used to make her clothes. And
I did.
We got, that's why sometimes we got it out the mud. We wasn't poor, but like
y'all was finding a way.
Baby, we was trying to look. We was trying to eat good. We was trying to do all the things. And look where you went now. You know what I'm saying? All my life, I had to fight.
I was gonna say that's a podcast episode in itself because I'm like, I used to braid hair, sell candy. I had a cheerleading squad.
You've always been doing too much.
Yes.
Team too much.
But the thing about Toya, if she got an idea, she's going to execute it.
She has to get it out.
But that's how you continue to win. Everything is not going to land. Everything is not going to hit. But as long as you keep trying. It out there. Yeah. But when it comes to kids, there are certain things there are little lessons that okay, take out the trash, do this and do that. But when kids don't have to do nothing, like if something, God forbid, something happens to you.
Up a creek without a paddle.
Hello?
Looking down. So
now can you give us the tea about...
No, we're not talking about that. No, ghetto. We're going to be professional.
Okay.
Like we will be with any other podcast.
All right.
With any other guest.
All right, go ahead. Where we going?
So one of the things that she did talk about and talking about kids and things like that. So you went to school for business. What transitioned you into becoming an educator?
I needed a job.
All right.
I did not like kids. I don't have any kids. Teaching was not my portion and my dream and my vision that God had for me. But
you're a good teacher.
But baby.
But you know what I feel like? A lot of teachers that don't go in it thinking that they're going to change the world become the best teachers that end up changing the world.
So basically what happened was, I told you I worked at Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster was, if you're in the DMV area, it was like in the Boulevard. And then they closed and moved to South Carolina, West Virginia. They moved down south because it was cheaper. So in my mind, this is God opening the door. I'm about to go do what I want to do in my career. And it was like, and I had already did the BT thing, so I had like little moments, but nobody was calling me back because the relationships I had, some of them were hiring people they knew, they had their clique or whatever, and I was on social media. That's when social media, when it first started, it was the devil. Because now I'm seeing all of the shows that people are working because I'm following them on Instagram. I'm like, well, why didn't they call me? I wonder what they do, And then my friend, shout out to Melanie, she said, when it comes to your career, it sounds like you got a broken heart. Because I had did things, like a stage play, but when things don't go your way, sometimes you just don't know how to move and push and whatever. And I was on the couch, and she was like, baby,
get up.
You got to eat.
Yeah.
And started out as a substitute teacher. I knew I could get that job. I knew teachers were needed. I did it in D.C., and they put me in Southeast D.C., down the street from Ballou. Middle school. Baby,
that transition year, baby. No.
Sister Mary Clarence glued to a chair was me. Okay? I walked in there. They was like, you the substitute? Like,
don't do too much.
I used to have to flip desks to get, because as a student, especially when you see your teacher don't come in, it's the free day.
It's a
now
time
you're pulling out the
baby,
flip the desk.
because
when a teacher would flip a desk, I used to be like, you're really just doing
You're
so much.
right.
You're really doing so much. And then here you are flipping damn
because
desks.
if I'm saying, hey guys, or I'm saying like do the worksheet and y'all sitting on the counters and y'all rolling your eyes or whatever, it's like, what can I do to get y'all attention? Because I can't necessarily cuss at y'all.
Right.
I can't say sit your down. Even though eventually I started doing that, but that's why I don't teach it no more. But I ain't get fired nothing. But I would flip the desk and it would startle them, and I'd be like, listen, y'all need to sit down and do X, Y, and Z. I don't care. Like, just be quiet. Y'all can talk, do your work. You can listen to your music.
Right.
Baby, I'm going to put the music on the screen. But y'all, while I'm in here and I'm babysitting y'all, because that's kind of what it is, this is what we're going to do.
What you doing, right.
So they sat down. They did the work. I made it through the first day. The people in the front office was like this. It was April. They said, can you come back tomorrow? They was like, teachers call out every day and people don't make it. They leave through the middle of the day. And it was literally like that. And I was like, April, May. It was only 3 months of school left. So I was like, all right, cool, I can do that. Yeah. I did it to the end of the year. And then next year, before school, they was like, you coming back?
We need
you. So I did that. And then I started working at a night school. So they had night school and day school. So I did day in the morning. Because now I'm a hustler. Now I'm trying to get my money. I would use, and what happened was I would use the money that I got from teaching to fund my passion because I needed the money. If I was sitting on the couch, I didn't have nothing to go nowhere. So if anybody called me, I wouldn't be able to book a flight because I didn't have no money. So I ended up becoming a teacher, day school and night school. I was the first teacher who ever do that. They didn't even know how to get my pay together. They was like, "You work all day as a teacher?" I was like, "Yeah." Now run me my money.
Now run me my coin.
Run me my money.
You asking me a lot of questions.
Like just by me doing that, God was opening doors, and then when I went to the second school, which was an alternative school, which was a night school. He was like, well, you hear more than the teachers. I mean, you, whatever. Like, once you think about doing it full time. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be locked in. I have these dreams or whatever. And the principal was like, all right, listen. I need a teacher. You want to do what let's work together. Like, we'll pay, you don't have to be full paid. It's something called wages earned. So it's just like you get paid hourly, basically, you without the benefits. So I did that. And then eventually I did that for like 2 years. And she was like, look, you still here, you got a classroom, you doing lesson plans and all that, you might as well get the benefits. And then I just went over and did all the benefits. And I ended up being a teacher for 10 years. And you done changed lives. And then, baby, you got to reinvent yourself, baby, okay? What happened was, when I would go out, or I'd be like, I got a gig come, I would get a substitute teacher. Then I got cool with this lady, so I would write my lesson plans, I would print out all the worksheets, so she wouldn't literally have to do nothing. I was like, here go, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. But teaching, that's a whole other thing. That's politics, it's messy, and homeschool your kids, because they, just homeschool your kids, I'm just to say that. Because it's not what you think it is. The teachers are not paid enough. Leadership is trash in a lot of these schools, and they really don't care about the learning of your kids. And it's just one of those things, like, after a while, it took a toll. And I was just like, So I got out of the classroom. I still, like, the school system is still fine, but I just got out of the classroom because the teachers, you get paid based off of the performance of your students sometimes, because you get evaluated. And in DC, like, if you didn't get like a 3, it was like a scale. If you had to get 3 or above, it was called effective. You had to get effective. If you don't get effective, you don't get your pay raise the next year. And it would be things like if a student be on their phone, or your lesson's not engaging that. No, this student just has ADHD. Like, you can't come in my classroom one time and observe, and you don't know what these kids, because everybody's on these different levels. Some people, whatever. And it just became a toxic and an unfair environment. And I was like, I need to get out of the classroom. So
especially if you're still grading on an ancient way of grading things.
And then these kids learn different. This stuff that y'all do is just not entertaining, and they just don't want to do it because, like we said earlier, they don't have the same mindset of the parents they're not enforcing, you need to go to school, you need to get good grades. The parents are not doing that. The parents living their lives, so their kids not coming back with their homework done. So the teachers are really raising their kids and your kids.
And then there's so many kids are looking at, there are so many other opportunities where the classroom isn't the big way of making the coin, right? Because you have these people that have, y'all need to go to college, you need to do this. There are people that have college degrees that can't even get jobs sometimes at McDonald's, because now you're overqualified, but you're underqualified for the position that you want to go into. So there's a lot of other things that kind of fall into that, but I think the way that the kids are learning with video games and different things like that, like my son, the way that he learned the fastest to read better is because he had to type on Roblox. And so now he's like, well, how I spell this? Well, you need to look it up, or you need to do such and such. And so now, because he doesn't want to look bad in front of his friends, like he don't know how to know nothing or spell anything, he's like, well, how, wanting to learn more. Oh, let me read this book. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So I think if we engage them at their level, then I think it'll be easier and more effective across the board. But
sounds like you should be a teacher.
No, baby, because I'm a cuss. Okay, I'm gonna give. I don't have patience for my own. I don't have any patience for somebody else. Sure.
I had this fantasy that, like, it just be, stuff be in your head. But I had this fantasy that, like, I could start a school, or like our family could start a school, because I've talked about this before. Like, we have a lot of educators in the family, even like administrators, just like from principal down to, like, my mom works as a secretary, right? So I had this fantasy that, like, what if we started a school and, like, did it the right way, right? Because I think sometimes it's the politics that get in the way. And then I see these, like, African schools and these charter schools where it's like a group of people just started a school. You know what I mean? And they, or like even with First Baptist, right? Like, it was a church, but then they started a school. And so it's like a fantasy, because it's not an idea that I really want to, like, do the work and execute. But I think about it sometimes because we do have so many educators in the family, and even, like, skills outside of education but would be useful within it, right? Like, for me, I do like administrative work, but I could probably also be like a program manager or like, you know what I'm saying? I could apply my skills in some way.
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily a teacher, but sometimes I think about that. Like, what if we, as a family, when I say family, I mean big family, right? If we just brought all of our skills together and came together and like developed that in which a lot of us have experience in, but then complain about the system and the structure that you're working in.
Yeah, I think what happens is sometimes it starts off that way. Everybody has a good intention.
Everybody has a dream,
baby. But when it comes to money and funding and
then
how people get paid,
the realism of these is kids and these is people and these is other people, because it can't just stay here, right?
Yeah.
So then you bring in other people and their feelings and their power hungries and their traumas, school traumas and school
and
life
you
traumas.
gotta realize it's a business too.
Yeah.
And I think even with church, it's a business. Like,
but then I think about like how, granted, I know they had like a head start, but I think about all these white people got family businesses and they're able to keep their business flowing.
Yes, that is true. I think businesses is different from doing. It depends on what business it is, though.
But like we were saying, like a school is a business.
It is, but that's you can't equate a school to a mom and pop store.
That's true, and I'm not trying to do that. What
Yeah.
I'm more so talking about is being able to work together as a family. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
anything is possible.
I feel like, yes, anything is possible, but it's a fantasy because I also know my family, and while yes, we have some great educators, we can't even get together for a family reunion.
Baby, you talking about your family. I'm just saying there's a family, so we have educators that probably could do it. Your family just might not be able to do it.
But that's true. Okay.
So, I mean, and it's people that, like my friend was a teacher, and she, her name is Portia Richardson. She got married, and she created this nonprofit. It's called Tamani DC. It's about, it's called SEL, Social Emotional Learning. She was a teacher. She created her own school. She was a teacher, and she went through the system like me, and she ended up leaving. And now she's like, her program in Ghana is so she created her own like people, organizations, and all this other stuff. So it's definitely possible. And if that's your dream, she did it by herself.
It's not my dream. It's just a fantasy that I think about.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, like we have a lot of educators in the family, so I just think about that. Like,
but
why?
you can do that. You might just have to not use your family members. You could be the overseer.
Well, then I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, you want to do it for your family?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Open the carry-out, baby girl.
Yeah. Not the carry-out.
Chicken wings and mumbo sauce, okay?
But then y'all not gonna want to work there.
You right.
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
But that's the other thing you have to be, because when you're dealing with family, sometimes if everybody has their own niche and things, and then you want to now spill over into somebody else's stuff, it becomes a whole different thing. A lot of times in these other families that have had these businesses for a while, them kids know their role, and you don't step outside your role, or you will be dismissed.
And it's a sacrifice, because some of them kids don't want to work they don't want to do that either. They got their own dream.
Yeah.
Like, but they know it's a sacrifice to work this dream. But so my way out is going to school or whatever, so I ain't got to come back and work this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll get into what Latoya really wants to get into. We had to have a little interview.
I thought that was a part of the interview, but go ahead.
We
had to see where the bug came from. You said you got to get out the bug. We got to see where the bug was.
And honestly, I'm glad that we did talk about that, because even though we talk, I feel like you dropped some gems that I hadn't necessarily heard you say before.
Okay.
So, with you have done all of these wonderful events and things like that, what has been, in your experience, the best part and the worst? And then within that, you can give us a little bit of juice. Give us what you didn't know about.
Oh, okay. So we got one. Okay. It was a 2-part question. What was the first part?
So the first part was, okay, so what events were like your best? Like, so memorable. I loved it. Who you met, all of the things.
So I love the majority of the award shows that I do. I did the BET Awards, Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards, Ebony Power 100, and other shows. But because I love music, baby, if I could sing, I will be Chris Brown, popping on the stage.
Wait, if y'all don't know George, he used to choreograph dances.
I did, in my living room.
Hello?
I did.
First, George would memorize a dance. If he liked the dance that we saw, he would memorize the whole dance. But then you would create your own dances. You should get back to doing that.
Baby, I should have been Darren Dance Moves.
Okay.
And I do have moments when I'm like, dang, I missed my moment. Like, I could have been dancing with Beyonce.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Or like the TikTok thing where people just be dancing, recording, and going viral. I feel
Baby,
like
I even did the Chris Brown thing, but I ain't never posted.
Right.
So certain people know that I can dance and I got a little bit of moves, but it's just one of those things that let me just stay over here.
Oh,
But
child. So
baby,
you talking about me?
I mean, you know, I get it because I feel like that about singing too. Like,
Yeah.
that is not, for me, that's not a party trick. Like, don't be like, sing a song. Like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Baby, because if I had it.
Let me tell you something. Don't let me be able to really hold a note, baby. Party trick. I'm the party.
I am the best karaoke person down, baby. I got that. My karaoke song is "This Is How We Do It," and I get the party lit. Okay.
It's funny to hear y'all say that because I don't know. Like, I don't. You don't have like a gift or talent. Well, you just said like dancing, but like I think when you have done something as a job or when you've done it as professionally, it's not really that fun anymore. You know what I mean?
And I think we only feel that way because we can't sing.
Yeah, like if you were.
Why do you say I can't sing? Because I be hitting some of them notes, I just don't know how to connect them.
But like coming from like choirs and like just okay, so it'd be and then too.
Hold on, let me tell y'all something I ain't never told nobody. Right?
What?
Toya was in the honors choir, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to sing, so I was in the choir as well. But you know, I was a blender, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Toya had auditioned for the honors choir, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had got the information to audition for the honors choir, but I didn't get permission to do the honors choir. I just showed up. So I'm in there, and I think they was playing notes, and you had to sing the notes, and because like you had to know how to sing.
It was an audition.
It was an audition, and it was just like, all right, whatever he was telling me to do, I was doing it all wrong or whatever, right? Granted, I didn't make the honors choir, but what was his name?
This was
Whoever the music teacher was, he was like, yeah, because some of y'all auditioned, the name wasn't even on the list.
With the glasses?
Yes.
I thought that was Mitchell.
Yeah, it was Mitchell.
Mitchell was our
music teacher.
director.
Yeah. So, but that's
it was with him.
Yes, but
because Tolliver was the
honors
course director.
Yeah, but I think you got the information.
You had to
from
go through Mitchell first.
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't go through Mitchell. I just went, baby. Baby, I was on a week in the prairie, baby. Okay, and needless to say, it was like, yeah, that's not your gift, and that's your calling.
That is
the fact that I was bold enough to try to sneak in the honors.
He said, "I'm gonna be in there with my cousin."
Toya made it, but I didn't. Okay, so I
in
mean,
there with my cousin.
you got honor vocals, okay? You don't here sit on your honor vocals.
That's
okay?
Let me tell you something.
Baby.
Give me your thought.
Good.
Let me go out here and
let me get it.
It's I don't know how to explain it, guys. I think it's like I said, once you start doing that, at least for me, maybe other people might feel differently, but once you start doing that professionally, it does take the fun out of it. For me too, because then I'm being very critical. Like everything that I'm singing, especially if it's like being recorded, it's hard.
It's a whole mental
thing. Because it's like, is it flat? Is it right? Am I doing this? Am I controlling my breath? You know, like I can't play. Like it's like once you learn how to do something right, you can't really play anymore. And then you know when you're not doing it right.
I got a lot of singing friends. They play, but they are critical of their voices and their performance when they sing.
When you're Asian, you can play because
but my thing
you ain't gonna mess up on too much.
You could be an Asian if you just took you could take vocal lessons to learn your voice, man. Like Beyonce, if you take Beyonce, I'll just use Beyonce because everybody love her. The way Beyonce sings now was not the way she sang in Destiny's Child.
That is true.
It's two totally different voices. She uses her voice in two totally different ways.
But I mean, so I'm agreeing with you, but I'm also saying that that becomes like
it's not as fun. Like
that becomes like a sport.
Like
and
how y'all like, ooh, what's happening? Yeah. I'm like, child, this job, I'll be over this job. I'll be like, when this show over?
I know singers that will tell you like, like you gotta keep your instrument developed and I just want to relax sometimes. Like I want to scream at concerts and let my voice get hoarse, and somebody who is getting paid would never do that. Like you know what I mean? So
I got to protect my goals.
Exactly.
Got to protect my investment.
So I'm just saying all that to say, y'all say that, but then I'm like, if you really could and you had it'd be losing its
I get it
after a while.
Because I feel that way when I go to events and people be asking, I'm like, y'all like that? But for me, I do it so much and I know what it is, so it's just not as exciting to me. To circle back to the question, I loved all the award shows that I work because I love music. But what people wouldn't know that it's a business. It's not like people, y'all just think people like, ooh, they sitting in the audience or whatever. No, it's literally a production. Like, people are performing, so they're seat fillers. So half the people in the audience are not like guests. They're people who wait in line for hours. They dress up, and the show starts at 5. They'll get there at 11 in the morning, and they'll sit in the holder room dressed up like they're going to this award show.
Wow.
Because when the camera's pan, the audience needs to be full.
Yeah.
And you gotta realize with the artists, some people got different schedules, and if you gotta perform, you might have to get up 2 performances and go whatever. And when they pan to the audience,
they want to make sure
that it's
the people
cool.
that's in there.
My thing is there are rehearsals, and you might look at an award show and be like, oh, they should do X, Y, and Z, this. Sometimes we have. But this person wasn't available. This person doesn't like this person, or they can't sit next to this person, or this person, we didn't have enough money, or they backed out at the last minute, or they didn't want to sing next to this person. So it's a lot of, they're people. So we have to deal with the politics of whatever the foolishness and personalities are. And even though you're watching it, you can't see any of that. You just see this show. And also, the show is the prettiest part. Because as soon as you walk out off the side of the stage, it's curtains, it's a warehouse.
It's a mess.
People, it's a whole mess. It's just like, you thinking everything is just, ooh. No, baby. The stage is glamorous, but when you go off them wings, they're like stage curtains. People changing, people going in and out, whatever. Because it's a show that's just keep running over and over. Yeah. And people are like, and some of these stars are not friends. Like, we think
the people
is the people. So these are my coworkers. We look at them, we see them in pictures, and we think, oh, they at the same party. Some people are like, they are human like us. They don't like parties. They're introverts. They gotta go because you need to sing. You need your picture. You need all this other stuff. So there's a perception that you have of what this entertainment life is. And I mean, now some of the stuff is more open because of social media. So you see what people, things, and what they're dealing with. But it's really called the entertainment business because it really is a business. Like, for me, I'm blessed to see how the show gets put together, but it's even politics behind that. You want some more? What you want?
So what was your worst experience?
Worst experience as far as like event, working,
the event where it was just like, where you would say, even if I had the opportunity, this is not an event or a thing that I would do again because they just.
I don't want to say the name. You
don't have to say the name.
I ain't saying no name.
Right.
I just hate events that are not organized because sometimes people want certain things and they don't have the money or they have the capability and the budget's not there. And sometimes you find yourself doing extra work, or when you have a boss that doesn't communicate effectively. And there are fires that are happening because sometimes when this stuff is live, you have to think about all the different elements and you have to have people where they need to be. And it's chaos because you got all these people in the same area. So if something goes wrong, you have to be able to think on your toes and you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And when it's not organized, it's hard to adjust. It is a lot of work. You get paid good money. Sometimes you don't get paid good money, but it's a lot of work. But when an event is organized, and sometimes y'all can see the unorganization on TV, or you can see it in the production and stuff like that. But when stuff is not properly planned, I hate events like that. I also hate when it's not a collaborative thing because some people say this is my show. This is my show. I want it this way. Even if it's bad, even if you see the cracks and you just like, hey, I don't want no credit. I just want to say this is going to go wrong, and then they brush you off, and then it goes wrong, and then they want you to fix it,
or to blame you
for it because it's just like, and it's just like, well, no, like I told you didn't want to listen. You wanted your vision to whatever
supersede what should have been the way.
And then it's a lot of not the people lying on you, it's backbite. It's just like it's all the things. People trying to position themselves so they're gonna lie and say you did something, or oh, this person said this or that, and it's not even true. So it's just like you have to be focused on what the task is and what your job is. Like sometimes I'm like, what am I responsible for?
Right.
Give me my points so I can stay in my box. Do what I need to do and whatever. And then also sometimes dealing with talent is not the greatest thing. People come with their attitudes. They're having a bad day. They late and whatever. And you have to adjust. Like I can't give if I need you to do something, I can't give you a nasty energy because we're paying you to be here.
Yeah, we're paying.
Like, and like it's a job. People have numbers. They have dollar signs. People are just not coming out the house for free.
Yeah.
What are you paying for? So there's a lot of negotiate. Oh, you want me to perform? How much you gonna pay me? Can I have this? How many people can I bring?
What's in my dressing room?
What's in my dressing
room?
room?
Where's my snacks?
Baby. When I was a PA, we used to have to stock dressing rooms. Their rider list would be like 2 pages long, like Skittles, blue M&Ms, all this stuff and you set it all up. Some of them don't even walk in the dressing room. Don't even walk in the dressing room, or they sit in there for 5 minutes and leave.
And then what do you do with all that stuff afterwards?
We take it. We split it up between us.
I'm gonna say,
who want these vitamins?
But then I'll be like, please don't go in that dressing room class. I promise you, I don't want these Skittles. I promise you, I like them Nutri-Grain bars.
Okay, I'll give you some tea. I'll tell you after the cameras who this was. But we were doing Celebration of the Gospel.
Oh, not the church.
Whoever was the host of that particular show wanted a bottle of Grey Goose and Hennessy in their trailer.
For the Celebration of Gospel?
The gospel people gets down, baby.
It was
whoever
the host was. So I mean, y'all can go through and look at the host or whatever. But they wanted liquor in their trailer. I don't know if they drank it, but it was on their rider, and whatever was on their rider, I don't know if somebody forgot to take it off but baby, we was bottling Grey Goose, and I don't know if they took a shot before they said, "Welcome to Celebration of Gospel," whatever. But it's just we got to realize these people are human.
Yeah.
Like we say, we go to church, we might drink from time to time. Like it's the same with them. Like
I'm not gonna lie. Whatever level I get to, if I want a glass of wine, I want a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The people will know me.
Yeah, in the Bible, hold on, Jesus drank wine. You could turn water.
Did.
Listen.
Somebody say if Jesus was around today, he would have turned water to tequila.
Okay. With extra water.
Agave.
Yeah. So with that, and talking about meeting celebrities, who was on your must meet list?
We just had this conversation.
And then, was there anyone that you met that was a disappointment?
My one person that I really, 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 really want to meet is Janet Jackson, because I tell you, I was in love with Janet Jackson, and we just never crossed that path yet. I mean, I've been at her concert. I've been real like 3rd, 5th row.
Yeah.
But I've never like been able to like take a picture and do all these things or whatever. I can say I don't think anybody has ever been nasty to me per se, but I've seen a couple of them like wild out, and some of them are not nice, but they're human. Like they might be having a bad day. So like I'm not a picture taker. Like if it calls for it, I'm not walking up to a celebrity like saying, "Hey, can you take a picture?" That's just not me.
Yeah.
I've done that for some people. I've done that to like Brandy or whatever, but it was always in an environment where other people are taking pictures.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm not the same person I've met just about everything. Everybody, I done walk past them or whatever, say hi, what's up, man, had a short conversation. I just think sometimes that the dynamics change when you ask for a picture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus a relationship. Because like now, if it's like, all right, let's take a picture, cool, take a picture, then take your one-on-one picture. But when you walk up to like a celebrity, and sometimes people don't mind taking a picture. Low-key, some of them want you to ask them to take a picture. Yeah. But it's a thing of, I'm working, you're working. Right. So I don't want to make this awkward. Yeah. This is just my approach. There are people on social media now, they don't care. Take a picture, let's take a picture, and that's what you see on the social media. Because also, that's how people look at it. They're like, oh, you met this person, you did, and that gives you access. Yes. Or that makes people feel like you're the man because you got a picture with all these people. Yeah. And so I get why people do it. I just don't do it because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. Yeah. Like if Toya is a celebrity and we eating, and people will literally go mid-fork, can you take a picture? And that's just like disrespectful. So like sometimes when we are out or something, like even I do this in like with some of my church friends that are like pastors or whatever. You put them in you put them so they can't be in the
line of sight.
Line of sight. So like, or you put them in the middle, or you put them in spots where it's difficult for them to move or whatever, or you won't know them because their back is turned. So they can have a good time or whatever. Because it's like once the gig's up and somebody sees it, then who's
Everybody,
that? Then
yeah.
everybody's gonna see it. Then everybody's gonna
Be all
whatever. So it just ruins the moment. So that's just how I operate. But baby, if I see Janet Jackson, I don't care.
You don't care if you want a job or not.
That's gonna
Wait,
fire me after this. But I got my picture. I can go to glory. Okay.
I gotta say
I can go to glory.
Do you think you'll be what do they call it when you see celebrities?
Like
Starstruck if you meet Janet Jackson?
I don't think I would be starstruck. I'll probably be like, bitch.
That's
because it's crazy. Because when I did Power 100, it was people. I was just like, and I'm like walking them down the red carpet, like Tracy Ellis Ross, the girlfriends. Like, there's videos of me online and me on the phone, like, hey, because like they like I was on the carpet and Megan Good and Jonathan Majors calling my phone, like, hey, is this George? And I'm like, how do you got my, like, why are you calling me?
Right.
Like,
I would be so gagged.
Baby, I'm like, why
That
are you
would
calling
gag
me?
me.
They was like, we're pulling up in the front. Is somebody coming to get? I'm like, all right, hold on. Like, so it's just like, what I realize the most when I do it, and I think for me, anybody, it's possible for all of us. Because these are regular people.
Yeah.
They're regular humans. They just chose to believe in themselves or to believe in their talent, and they got them somewhere.
Yeah.
So we look at them on TV, or we look at these things and these people, and just we're enamored by them. But it's something that is feasible, because if I'm sitting right now next to you, like, and I think another misconception is that being that they're celebrities, that all of them have money. That's
well, you know that,
baby.
A lie.
What you have right here, some of them don't have that. Like, television does not equate to money. It's still a business. So if I can lowball you or whatever, or if you're an actor or singer, like, if your show get canceled, that's your paycheck is gone. You know what I'm saying? If you do a movie and your contract says $20,000 and your movie makes $2.5 billion, you don't go back and recoup and get more money, because your contract said what it is.
This is what you're getting, baby.
It's business. So you have to have like good business etiquette. You have to have lawyers. You have to have those people saying, hey, if this makes this amount, or if I'm doing this. That was the thing with Monique.
Yeah.
Like, what people don't realize is Monique feel her contractual obligation, and they wanted her to do more. And Monique was like, well, no, I'm going to stay with my family.
Yeah.
And she was like, I mean, is there something else that you can do? They're like, oh, no, we don't want to pay you no more money. You know what I'm saying? We don't. So she chose not to play the politics game, and she got dinged for it. And that's literally what happened. And she just unfortunately dragging it out. She's not letting it go. But it was just one of those things that, like, certain people put it in their contract. Like, in order for me to do I just did this movie for $10,000 or whatever under my rate, even though I won an Oscar. Yeah. Like, the Oscar is supposed to give you more money, and if it don't, like, what is that? Like, she got a whole Oscar.
Exactly.
But people won't book her. So it's just it's politics. It's about how you treat people. It's about who has the influence. So it's really the entertainment business, and it's just one of those things that you got to know who you are, what you want, because there are a lot of things that are happening, as y'all can see, that people will fall for and they participate in.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said it, because, baby, was I about to go there? You're going to believe I was. So speaking about, okay, so you mentioned the after party. now let's get into the deets. What you be seeing at the after party?
So I've been blessed. I have not seen any foo la la at the after parties that I have been through, because they're like more corporate after parties. Okay. Some of these after parties that you guys are talking about or alluding to are house parties, the after parties. But it's just one of those things where, let's be real. I always equate it to somebody going to a rapper's hotel room and something happens. And granted, no one should be taken advantage of. No one should be forced to do things or whatever. But also, you have to be mindful and aware of the situations you put yourself in. Yeah. Like Diddy throws parties. Just because you went to a Diddy party does not mean you participated in anything. You just went to Diddy's party. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, if you went to a back room and you had a conversation and you stepped off and you did, that's another thing. But it's this illusion that, oh, this person went to a Diddy party, so they involved. Yeah. And it's not that. Like, some people go, show face, and they leave. Or they come, party, then they leave. Yeah. But it's people that linger. And you got to know that the
lingerers be there because they want to linger.
Yeah, but then when something goes wrong or goes something, baby, you should have left. And then my thing is, there are a lot of things that people will sacrifice. They will sacrifice themselves just to be in rooms with people. There are a lot of people that will do some strange things for a piece of change just to be in spaces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be realistic about that. Like, and I'll just say that. Just be mindful of where you're going. Because my thing is, sometimes you'll see things and be like, yep, nope, gotta go. Or I'm going over here or whateve. I've been covered by the blood.
Listen,
okay?
hello. But in every room, you hear me?
But I've seen people sacrifice, or I'm going over here, or I'm about to go whatever you did or whatever happens, and you tell me afterwards. Like, some people be fine with certain things.
Yeah, they signed up for.
That's what they went. That's what they went for.
Yeah.
And if you sign an NDA to do something, or you going into a space where, like, all NDAs, like, some people, like, you can't take pictures and whatever. Like, you can go to a Jay-Z Beyonce party, but that's just so people can have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And not whatever.
Be exposed
And whatever, because they're humans. They're drinking or whatever, and it just happens. You know, celebrities can get drunk or whatever, but they put on the front news or whatever. But it's that. But sometimes there are certain parties that people go to.
Specifically for that,
or they know what the deal is.
They know what they signed up
They know what they signed up for. And I tell people, like, even it's not just not in Hollywood. It's here. It's down the street. Like, 2 houses down, somebody could be having a swinger party, and you're not a swinger. You don't know nothing about it.
And then they send out a flyer saying, "Oh, we having a party," and you over there for the crackers and.
Or somebody exactly. Or you could be at a house party and something going in one of the rooms, and somebody think you down and be like, "What you trying to go upstairs? Let me show you what's going." Like, it happens. Like, sometimes you have to be aware of your surroundings, because there's a lot of stuff that's going around us in present day, and you don't have to be a celebrity. You're just not into those things or those kinks to know what's happening. Yeah. Because
keep your wits about yourself,
baby. Hey, next to the liquor store is a blank building, but they doing something inside that blank building of a liquor store that you don't know.
You frequent.
Yeah. Like, it's like a trap house.
Yeah. Well.
But I mean, people get it in how you fit in, child.
Yeah, we're not kink shaming.
Yeah.
We always say that. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Okay. Sign up for what you sign up for. So now that we are in 2026, and we usually ask people this all the time, but at the top of the year, it's kind of a little bit more important to ask, what do you want your 2026 to look like? What are your long, as in the Steve Harvey book, what are your short-term goals, and then what are your long-term goals?
I work for myself, so I want to be able to work consistently through 2026, because when you're doing this thing, a lot of things is contractors. So hopefully that all my contracts go through, and all the proposals that I submit and whatever people pick up. So that's how I get paid. Okay. Also, I want to build.
So contracts into
entertainment. Okay. So entertainment. So I do events. I do graphics. I do. Baby, I do whatever you ask me to do. Okay. I was cooking macaroni and cheese the other day for somebody's wedding, child, and I was like,
"How did you get back into that?"
Baby, if it's a $sign to it, baby, I'm.
And I got an oven, baby. If I got an oven in a pan, I'm in there. I'm gonna shut it up.
Take me through there. I just want to be able to live on my own business consistently, so I could not work.
Okay.
And let me say this too. There's nothing wrong with a full-time job, because you can use your full-time job and get your benefits and get all of the health things that you need and not pay for out of pocket. So people down a full-time job, but it's just, what are you doing with your money?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your money? Are you making your money work for you? We're taught, go to school, get your good government job, get married, buy you a house. But what if you did that by the time you're 25? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for the rest of the?
I was gonna say
you done got it all. So, and my thing is, and God might got 30 more years for you. So what are you gonna do with them 30 more years? Right, so you can start your business. You can create something new. You can make your money work for whatever. You just don't have to exist. There's so many possibilities out there for us to do, and I think people don't think of that. Yeah. So they out wasting their money, drinking their money, buying new gadgets, and it's like, what happens if something happens and you don't have any money, or something takes you whatever? You had all these years of free things of trying to do something and you didn't do it. And I just feel like life is boring if you don't obtain those things. There are more goals, there are more dreams that you have that you should try to execute. But as for me, I want to be booked through 2026.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. I'm on a health journey right now. I want to lose 50 pounds.
Okay.
50?
Listen, let's not do that. Okay. I want to be like 210 or like 220 but with muscle.
Okay.
Baby, I just want a little six pack. I just want a little flat stomach.
Okay.
I mean, and I think what happens is people see my height and just think like, oh, you're fine, whatever. But I got high blood pressure. Shout out to the people. You know, I'm trying to get off that
Somebody
pill.
got the sugar.
Baby, I'd have been Chinese doctors, Mexican doctors. Like, baby, I'm trying to give me the herbs, okay? What I need to do?
Give me all of the things.
Because that's what I was conditioned to eat a certain type of way. And my family has the things that I have. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just that I'm at a space where I'm not trying to repeat the same cycle.
Yeah.
And my family is big. Like a lot, my father's side, a lot of them have died from cancer. You know, even my sister has passed away from cancer and stuff like that. And I just don't want that to be my story. Like, I mean, whatever, the Lord knows my story, and if I have to go through it, He's going to see me through it. But at the same time, baby, that was a word. If you're going to,
because if you don't know why,
maybe
caught it.
Okay. But yeah, it's that. Like, I just want to be healthy. I want to have money in my pocket.
Okay.
I want to be able to slide my car. You know, I mean, those are blessings you have in your life. Like when you.
Let me tell you something. When black people can put things on auto pay,
baby,
we in a different. Hello.
Baby, the fact that Klarna and all these they got credit cards. I didn't know they had credit. I don't use those things because I don't want to put myself in the trick bag. But somebody was like, "Yeah, Klarna got a credit card." I said, "Why? Like it's already giving you, like it's a trap." They're trying to eat your money up, okay? And it's just like, oh, I paid $30 here, and the next thing you know, your whole bank account is taking 30. It's still gonna equal out to you being broke. I mean.
Now I will say, because I've used the Klarna, okay,
and I have too,
so
baby.
So what I like about it, especially if you already have it mentally programmed in your mind. So if I already have something coming out, I'm not buying nothing else until that. It's paid off. So like we did a last minute trip on an Airbnb, and it was like $100, and I was like, I don't want to get, even though I have it, that's not what I want to give you right now. And so I said, okay, it comes out, what is it, like, it came out once a month or something like that, or every 2 weeks. And so I knew every 2 weeks that once something was going to be out, I knew I had it. Yeah. So once that was over with, and when I got to think, oh, this is your last payment, I said, no. Look how quick.
I'm not saying I don't use it, because I do that too, baby. I don't want to spend this right now, so I'm gonna just check it out. But what I'm saying is, when they get credit cards in that,
so like, that when people do too much, when you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this because I can.
Because this Christmas Eve, I was cornering. Okay. Because
the afterpay,
baby.
The people
I'm like,
got
why
caught
are we
up.
buying gifts anyway?
Right.
And I had it, and I just didn't want to give it.
I don't want to give it to. I'm not giving.
And in my mind, a $30 increment feels better than me giving it to you all the time.
Because I get paid again.
Yeah. Especially if ain't no interest on it, baby.
That'd be me. If you say no interest,
that get you every
time. All day.
Like no interest
every time.
Yeah.
So moving forward, now we can just kind of get into keys. Okay, we'll do some topics. Because we know about you now. George is in the building, okay? Cousin George is in the building.
Hold on. Wendy, is there more questions you want to ask? Let me tell you about Toya. Toya sent me a list of questions, right? She don't play no games. I said, baby, you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. It's about how many questions on that thing? Like 20? It's a lot of questions.
She had a lot of things.
But she professional, okay? Don't play with her. She gave me my time, address, and even gave me a little. I'm doing the Daniels fast, so this is just a fruit juice.
It ain't got no sugar or nothing served, okay? When the liquor is flowing.
Yeah, you got a little refreshment. No, Kendra's doing a great job.
Usually I'm quiet during the interview,
you do,
and then Toya be like, after they get quiet, I be like, all right, let me get through this. Have a little pop.
You sure?
Okay, so I do want to ask.
Because let me asking all the questions.
I tell Latoya all the time. Because she be like, did you read the docket? And I be like, girl, I'm the talent. I show up and give a show. But because we are on the podcast, you had a podcast.
I did.
Now, what was your podcast about? What would you tell us to the people about?
So I have kind of semi-half, or I'm on one. So the podcast that I had was called Friending. Okay. And it was teaching people how to be friends. Because everybody be like, George, you have a lot of friends, or whatever. And at the time, me and my best friend she was the female version of me. And we had a podcast, and we were giving people information about how to like travel. And some of the podcasts are still on YouTube, and some of them are, I don't know if you still can stream it. It was on Apple, Spotify. It's called Friending, Frening. And it was just teaching people how to be friends and going through the ups and downs of friendships, grace, and when you need to cut somebody off or whatever, all that. And then I have a podcast through my church. It's called the Young Adult Podcast. We just go through life situations of how you use the word of God and like how to navigate as young adult Christians and the world, because it's just like when people think you're saved or they think you go to church, there's a perspective that your life is perfect or that you don't go through things. So we just talk about life situations, kind of like we're doing right now, but it's more scripture based on what the Lord says and what the Bible says.
So in your ministry, how long have you been in ministry?
Since I was 3.
Okay,
so like baby, I was in a young adult ministry probably it's probably been over 10 years. I'm not even a young adult no more, so I'm trying to leave. But they won't let me leave.
Listen, they always gonna call us the young
Yep.
adults. The millennials will forever be the young adults.
Young
That's
adults
true.
ends at 35.
No way.
Yeah, young adult is 35. From 18 through 25, 35, and then 40 or whatever. But you know what don't say young adult? These bills, okay? And I think that's the issue too. Like, we saying young adults, but some of these young adults are living real life. And we touch on those things. I'm ushering out that part because like I done gave y'all.
Oh, you gave all.
Giving you the best that I got.
You gave me that,
baby. And the other podcast, we went through a spat. You know, I want the tea. I'm gonna give y'all the tea.
Spill it.
This is what she here for. She here for
you see her? She perk up. She perk up in turn.
Me and my best friend, we're still friends today.
This is the friend.
Yeah, the friend. We had a little spat and disagreement because we were doing what they was doing. What y'all doing right now. We were in our homes. We were in studios and whatever. And some people just want it fast. Or they want certain things and certain goals or whatever. And sometimes you just don't see eye to eye. And sometimes you don't always agree. And if you're not communicating effectively, and we were not communicating effectively. Because I'm a go with the flow nonchalant type of, it is what it is. But when you're dealing with somebody that's not like that, they can think I don't care or I'm passive. But it's just like, I'm not going to argue. It's either yes or no. Let's just keep it moving. And when it comes to podcasts, there are a lot of things that you have to do collaboratively. And then sometimes somebody will always take the lead. And it's easier because it's like, I'm not going to fight you over trivial stuff. But also what happens with that was we were actually friends. You know what I'm saying? And we had a group of friends, of mutual friends. So when you start venting to different people and narratives are created,
the telephone gets
telephoned. And we went through a spat. Because something had happened and I felt a particular type of way. She had felt some type of way that she had told other people about that it didn't tell me. And it just kind of blew up. Shout out to therapy. We have had conversations. We have had talks about it and we still best friends. We still cool. I still love her to death. We just unfortunately don't do the podcast. And it's like, baby, that's the cute version of it. But I mean,
I think you did good.
Okay, I did good? Okay.
But you know what? I'm going to say this. I feel like that would have been a good show.
It was a good show.
No, not a good show, but it would have been a good show of.
A good episode, right? Like for them to talk about it on the air.
Once you've gone through some things, worked it out, and you could say, a few months ago, let me tell you how we were not friending the way we should have been friending.
Yeah.
But even still, I'm glad you guys still.
I agree with you, but I think knowing more about the dynamic, I think that sometimes at least in this particular case, I'll say this. I think the podcast itself was another thing that was causing tension, right? Like, in addition to not communicating effectively, we have this dual venture, and if we're not seeing, that's a great topic, but if we're already not seeing eye to eye on it, we got to fix that first before we can even come back with a topic.
And then when you go through situations with a close friend, trust is broken, and it's just hard sometimes to go backwards. All you can do is move forward. And it's just like, I'm not opposed to bringing it back, but we have to be on the same page. We have to communicate. Everything has to be like, this is what we're going to do. This is the goal. We're going to do this together. When people have different goals or minds or certain things, sometimes you don't understand people's motives or how they're doing it, and it can get murky and whatever. Even if that's not their intention, communication and everything is key. Relationships or whatever is communicate. Sometimes you gotta over communicate, and it's just hard when you're doing it with friends. Sometimes it's not. It shouldn't be hard, but people make mistakes. People do those things, and I think in therapy, it's managing your expectation and giving people grace. When you look back at certain situations, you look at a person's behavior. Has they always been this person, or was this a one-time thing? Or what is the character of this person? Why were your expectations so high?
Yeah.
Why did you think you were not exempt to this or that?
Right.
And it's just like the conversation we had earlier. We talking about like people that love you and that wish the greatest things for you. They may hurt you sometimes, and it's not intentional. It's how do we recover? How do we build? And like our relationship, if we got an issue with each other now, we go to each other. We don't say, hey, homegirl got on my nerves, or we don't do that. If it's some issue and I got something to say, or if it's a problem, we go straight to each other. And that's what one of the agreements we were, because it was a friendship of 20-something years. Yeah. And it was just like I said, it wasn't no backstab, betrayal. Even though people tried to make it seem like that. And then that was another thing, people's perspectives of what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Some people probably felt like, oh, y'all should be friends, or I wouldn't give her a sec. But my thing is, also I'm a Christian. I have to give somebody love and grace and whatever. And my thing is, if I would have made a mistake, or if I did something that I thought I did right or whatever, I would want somebody to give me that same grace. That's and then there were parts of the communication was my fault, because I didn't communicate effectively. So we basically had a conversation. We had multiple conversations of, I was wrong, I count that, I should have did that, or whatever. And ultimately, the podcast, I mean, it's still a wonderful idea, you know? Like, even me doing it, I'm, like, leery of, like, you know? Because you don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers, but also, you got to do what you got to do. But I know, if it was to come back, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like a Destiny Child reunion. Like, I don't know.
If somebody were to call me, I wouldn't put her on hold or anything, you know.
But there would be different things in place, and I just think it was just an unfortunate situation, because if we would have stuck to it, we would have been, we'd probably had our own TV show by now. Because like now everybody's doing podcasting and all the other stuff, and no one was really talking about what we were talking about. And people really liked it and enjoyed it. And my thing is you won't know until it's gone. Yeah. Like, you don't know how many people are actually watching and not liking, or just being nosy until something happens.
Yeah,
and
like, what happened?
And you're like, well, hell, when you wasn't putting no comments, and we only had 3 views. We had this event, and didn't nobody, like, you think about all those things, but some people are still watching.
See? Maybe it'll come back. So, all right. We've talked about all the things. Is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't know. No, I'm chilling with y'all.
You know, I'm apologize, because this entire time in my brain, I was like, she got so excited. She did not start this podcast all you were supposed to. You ain't asked nobody what they was watching. You ain't asked nobody about the weeks.
I didn't, but okay. So the reason why I didn't is because I knew I had 14 questions. So
but we still got to get into it.
I knew we had a lot to get into. And so I was just like, you know, I'm going to just let it flow.
14, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't always talk about our week. Sometimes, you know, we have juicy stuff.
Well, I've been watching stuff.
Oh,
that's what that is. Okay, so I heard right now.
Dang.
I started watching. Juice.
You know what? No, it's nothing crazy, but I started watching Downton Abbey.
Girl.
I did. You know, I'm late on stuff. Why you can't let me have it?
It's been out for years.
It has.
Ain't it called Downtown Abbey? Or
no, it's Downton.
Oh, okay.
I said it right. I only started watching it because Bridgerton about to come out, and you know I'm in the mood. So I said, let me get into the Downton. But then I'm also watching, what's his name? KevOnStage, The Ball Brothers is on TV.
I saw that too. I haven't watched it, but I saw that it was on TV.
What is The Ball Brothers?
KevOnStage and Tony Baker. So they went, they're...
You don't follow them?
They're the best of friends.
So I feel like I be in such a KevOnStage bubble that I think everybody follows them.
Yeah.
Did you go? You didn't go to the event at the church? KevOnStage was.
He was there. He did a surprise.
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Because one, it wasn't. I think I kind of knew though because I follow a lot of musicians. So some people had posted it on their social media, but I don't know what was going on. But I didn't. I found out about it. I mean, I saw clips of it afterwards.
Oh, so you didn't know about it, so you didn't go because he.
I mean, I kind of knew, and I could have went, but I feel like when I found out, it was like on my way home from work, and then I was
you
like,
probably could have watched it online too.
Probably. But no, so
Nice
he
guy,
and Tony Baker have done a tour. And so now they have picked it up and it's on Tubi. And so he was like, if you watch it within the first 7 days, it makes a big difference for them to get more shows and stuff like that. He said the first 7 days, then 30 days, then 90 days. So I was like, oh, you know, I got the support.
I haven't watched it, but I probably will.
It's,
yeah.
You got to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like you got, I'm all over here. I feel like you got to be there.
Yeah.
It's not as funny just
watching
it consecutive, you know, some of the things. But I'm a support. But I just want to talk about that one.
Y'all didn't watch His and Hers or Hers and His?
I haven't watched it yet.
Well, let me explain something to you. If you have not watched this show, I don't watch scary or mystery
or
suspense or I don't know the whole thing. So I know what has happened. I looked up, like, tell me the story. So I know all of the things.
Let's unpack that. Toya, why don't Kendra watch? Because you were quiet and just smiling and looking cute.
I've
been enjoying the conversation.
Okay.
I feel like I'm watching the podcast.
This is your podcast.
I have been traumatized as a child, and I don't do it. I don't, and I have a issue with control. And if I know that I'm not going to be in control, I'm cool, right? Mm-hmm. But I can't control what happens with the TV, so I need to know. I don't like surprises. I have never liked surprises. Don't surprise me.
Have you talked to a lady?
So no, I've talked to myself, and the lady inside,
the
lady inside has told me.
To a lady or the man, okay?
I have been productive in the space that I'm in.
You might be more productive if you talk to the lady.
I don't like surprises. I don't have to be surprised.
You don't.
I enjoy knowing what's going on.
Because you got a ring on your. You wasn't surprised when you got your ring.
I was surprised. My daughter got me this. My daughter got me this. No, I don't like surprise. I would rather just have a plan. I would rather, honestly, him to be like, really, you want to get married? And I'd be like, yes. And then he'd be like, oh, here's the ring, and we go to the justice of the peace.
So, but if he was to do a big shebang for you,
I'm sick. I'm not mad. I'm sick. I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't like that. I got the bubble guts with the bathroom. I need to poop. It's too much.
But I get that. But my thing is not with a TV show.
It's
the fact
too
that
if she watching it and she don't know what's gonna happen, she have anxiety. Like what's about to happen?
I don't deal with that well. I don't like the shakes.
Baby, that it spills off the television.
Yes.
Go see that lady, girl. Your insurance gonna pay for it. Go see that lady.
No, what's going? I don't know.
Baby.
Just tell me what's happening, but I know what happened.
So and you can watch it now.
No.
You know what happened, so now you can't watch it?
Because I only saw clips. I don't know what all happened. I fast forward through everything. And it's not just movies. I'm talking about TV shows. I love TV shows.
Baby, I ain't watching nothing with you.
No, my family
not going
does
to the
not.
movies now.
That family does
not
watch stuff.
She's seen already.
Okay.
Now, my family does not watch stuff with me. Because I'll be like, I'll get up. Because I don't want to fast forward through for nobody else. Mm-hmm. So I'll sit on the end if we had the movies and I'll be like, all right, well, let me go to the bathroom. Because this is getting I'm getting a little too riled up.
Unless it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie where you know what's going to happen. Or like a kid's movie where she...
Listen, I live my life.
Be blessed, baby. Okay?
I live my life. But nobody, my family watch scary movies and stuff like that. I just prefer.
Well, I understand scary, but when you say suspense, I say now.
I don't.
You
like
can't watch Mission Impossible.
So I can watch. So that's action.
She means suspense, like on the edge of your seat. Like it's nothing scary is gonna happen, but you know how it's like the dark, ominous music. And you trying to figure something out, and you don't know.
But those are good TV shows. Like
it is.
All Her Fault. Did you see Her Fault?
I didn't watch it, but it's on my list.
What is y'all watching? Y'all watching stuff. How long is your list?
My list is very long, and I haven't been watching a lot of TV since the holidays. The last thing I watched was Stranger Things, and then I got a backlog of stuff that I'm trying to get caught up on. So like the new stuff that's coming out now, I just don't be having time.
Baby, you gotta watch the new and back the backlog, okay?
I know.
Hello?
But then
you got to be current, like baby, because
at the same time too, I be reading, so it's like I don't be having enough time to get it all in.
But my thing is this baby, we watching His and Hers. This the podcast out now. Y'all need to be talking about it. You by the time you get hit, it's gonna be something new.
Let me tell you something. I could talk about it. She just hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen the clips. But see, what I was thinking
How many
about,
movies have you been like? I know I ain't watching, but I can tell you what happened to that movie.
probably almost all of them.
Exactly.
But
I'm going to it.
His and Hers has a book to it, and
She want to read the book.
I do. I was thinking I should probably read the book first. Or at least I've been told.
Well, baby, you need to spend your time to frame up, okay? You're not long to take a read a book.
It doesn't take me long. I could read a book in one day if I don't have anything else to do, but mainly 2 days. However,
You real smart if you read books, okay?
I be listening mostly, but I also I read them too.
I need to try that to listen to a book. I mean, I listen to my Bible, but I don't think it'd be digested sometimes. Maybe it's the wording because it'd be like
yeah.
First of all, the Bible is so tea.
But it is. It's the best reality TV show.
If you want some juice, the Bible be having the juice. I love a good Bible story.
It just depends on what version you're listening to.
I love a good Bible story. But anyway, when it comes to media, there's a lot that I'm consuming at one time, and so I'm just not up to speed yet. But I do plan to watch His and Hers. I was not going to watch All Her Fault. I just didn't. From the reviews that people were saying about it, I wasn't really thinking it.
It was good. It was All Her Fault was one of the best things. His and Hers.
She's not going to watch it because it has child trauma, so she's definitely not going to watch it.
That's fine. But what I suggest to you is to
hurry up.
How long is your list that you backlogged in?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. So the most recent thing I watched was Stranger Things.
And I couldn't get into that.
It was good.
My kids watched it.
It was giving alien sci-fi. It's like, maybe I gotta watch this during the day. But the older I get, baby, I sit on the couch and I'm like this.
The TV watching you?
Baby.
You put it on.
Baby,
you put it on to relax your eyes.
Baby, if we weren't talking, I'd be asleep already on this couch. This thing a little.
Actually, y'all gonna die. But right now, I'm working my way through the Avatar, the animated kids series, because I told my family I would watch it.
So, The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender, yes.
Yes, I was watching that with Jonathan.
Oh, really? So Chris and Sydney asked me to watch it with them, so I told them I would, and I'm just trying to keep my word. But it's a good story, but the childness of it, I be over it. And I get it, like it's made for kids, but I'm just like, just tell me how he gets his full powers. Like, I don't care,
Baby, I ain't even watched the adult Avatar, okay?
I need to watch
watched
that.
the first one, and that's all I need. I don't need the
the
second
first
and
one
three.
was good.
Baby, I ain't got
the
3 hours.
second one was so good, though. And they said the third one was good, too. So I need to watch those.
Somebody asked me the other day, you want to go see Avatar? I said, huh?
Now, are you talking about Avatar, or are you talking about the Blue People?
The Blue People.
The Blue
That's
People.
not the Avatar.
Yeah, but I understood what you
I know, but I'm just.
Are you talking about, what is the Avatar? What's
the
that?
Last
Last
Airbender.
Airbender. It's a cartoon.
That's what I'm gonna say. You're not gonna say. He's
for
talking
kids.
about
It's for kids.
It is
what's
for
the daggone
kids.
show? What is it?
What show?
The Avatar
What's the
show.
movie?
Oh, the movie is called The Last Airbender.
I know. Is it
It's
called
called
Avatar?
Avatar. Yeah.
Oh.
What did you watch?
So what am I watching? I'm watching FBI. I'm caught up on FBI. I'm watching. It's gotten a little bit better. And then
I got a question.
what's that?
So FBI ain't suspense?
So with FBI, you kind of in the beginning you already know what someone has done, right?
And it goes backwards. It takes you through the case.
It just takes you through the case. I ain't gonna hold, but
Also,
listen,
she's watched these kind of shows enough that she recognizes.
But then the
pattern.
other thing is, I'm not gonna lie to you. Do I fast forward? Yes. When I get to the point I don't know what's going on, doop doop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do a doop doop pretty quickly. So I still do that through those shows. But then I watch crime shows. I enjoy a good comedy crime show. I watch them to relax my mind because I got so many other things going on. I don't want to watch something that I have to think about. I like stuff that is just like there. I could be cooking dinner and I'm not feeling like I'm missing something because I'm doing stuff.
What have you been watching?
Nothing. It's like I
His
watch,
eyeballs.
baby. That's the problem. The older I get, I used to watch.
Back in
I used
his
to be
alley.
heavy in reality. I used to watch The House of Wives. Don't watch that no more.
It's just been crazy.
Yeah, I feel like in 2026, there's no reason why you should go on a reality TV show and then be surprised of how they edit shows and make you look like
A fool.
a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, you had to give them something to chop up, whatever.
To be
you know,
foolish.
and that's the thing about television. They show you what they want to show you. It could be a whole scene, but they're just going to chop it up to make this go with this to make it seem like that. Even though that's not how it's played out.
Yeah.
That's how they chop it up to.
Yeah.
And that's why the Housewives changed. Like, what's your storyline? You're not interested in enough,
Yeah,
or
you
whatever.
gotta go.
People going to buy in. And my thing is, the producers would sit there and gaslight people.
Mm-hmm.
They would sit there because they would, like, I don't know if y'all watched the last season of the Braxtons. Did y'all watch that?
So I watch clips.
Okay, so prime example. Y'all know that Tawanda and Tamar beefing,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Heavy.
there was a clip. Tamar did not go to Tawanda's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
but they have been at odds or whatever. There's a clip, and Tamar's like, "Oh, I didn't go to the wedding because I was uninvited."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't want me there.
Mm-hmm.
And Tawanda's like, "That's not true. That's not true. That's true." Then they cut to a clip of Tawanda on the beach, scrolling through her phone, saying, "I don't need her to be there because she's just going to create drama or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But when Tamar was at the table and it was like, "Who told you that?" Instead of Tamar just saying, "Hey, the producer or whoever, whatever." So you get into this whole
I
argument.
think she finally did. In her confessional,
Oh yeah.
she was like,
You told me that she did it in her confession. She
Yeah.
said, you told me she ain't want me there." And
yeah.
then they showed
And then the
clip.
guy, because she was
But
talking to the
Yeah, but I don't think she ever told, when Tawanda was like challenging her, she never just came out and said who told her.
Mm-hmm.
I think though, isn't it certain things that they're not supposed to say when they filming?
Well,
Like,
Tamar did it.
are you not supposed to talk? Aren't you
Well-
not supposed to talk about conversations you've had with the producers when you're actually filming?
Well, that might be in part in some people's contracts, but at the
Like,
same
I feel
time,
like that's
but she's
what
an
we say
executive-
in the story
she-
world. Like, that's breaking the fourth wall.
She's an executive producer on that show. So
Yeah, but so she's probably even held.
to a higher standard.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, but my thing
as
is-
an executive
but my
producer, you know more than anybody how you can't talk about behind the scenes
But if
in the scene.
But if this situation is about me and my family, and you're trying to say that I didn't do nothing, or y'all trying to make it whatever, like, no, like,
Yeah.
And my thing is, they get to look at some of it before, you know,
Right.
And then my thing is, what they did was they nicely threw Tawanda under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I ain't never seen them go pull a clip, because the clip that they pulled of Tawanda was not an on-camera clip.
Mm-hmm. It was a conversation.
It was a conversation she was having with the producers. So to support the story of what happened, they showed the clip, and I said, because in my mind, the narrative is that Tawanda doesn't like whatever, and it showed that Tawanda, you're not all that you say you are. Or
Right.
you're
You're
not
not as
doing that.
authentic as you are
Yeah,
trying to
and my thing
pursue.
is, so now you're attacking her,
Mhm.
and she didn't come because people are saying you said this. And instead of calling the spade a spade, we try to protect people at our own detriment. So if she'd have just came out, well, you didn't say it, but such and such said it.
Yeah.
Such and such said it. You know what I'm saying? Because now that's a moment that you're never going to be able to get back because you did not go to your sister's wedding. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I don't know. It's other layered stuff from years of trauma or whatever. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, it was just unfortunate to see sisters and there's no resolve. Because sometimes you get to a point where in life it's just like, I'm cool over here, I'm cool over there. But I think what's disheartening about that situation, it seems like hate.
And I think additionally, y'all have already had a sister pass.
Yeah.
And so to me, that would be kind of at the forefront of my mind of, we got whatever beef going on, but at the end of the day, you could not be here tomorrow, and I don't want it to be, this is how, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the space we was in.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not important to them.
Yeah, like when my sister passed away, a light bulb like clicked on. And it was like, life is short. You don't have time to be arguing with nobody about no trivial baby. It ain't work. Like your personal feelings sometimes.
Yeah.
If they didn't kill you and smack you and put your hands on you or violated you, that's let it go.
But this is the hard part with that, because everybody's level in which the hurt is different, right? So what you may think is like, oh, that's something trivial, is something that could have been a altering part of somebody's personality, like that has changed them. And so what and this is sometimes when I with the gospel and what I kind of grapple with is we're supposed to have this, give grace and things like that, but a lot of times giving grace also makes you feel as if you're not putting yourself and the importance of your feelings by giving someone the grace to figure out their stuff, right? So I think when you have family, and I think that we have been taught so heavily, especially in the Black community, like family sticks together no matter what, da 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 da. But sometimes I go with the thing of it's also like how you were raised, right? If your parents didn't raise you to be sisters and friends, like a sisterhood, and raised you to be we're a family, so we stick together, we work these out together, we accomplish this, that, and the fourth together, then that's your sister. You need to show up for your sister. If she's doing better than you, she has more than you still are there for your sister. I think just in their, I'm just gonna say in their conversations, especially like some of the stuff that Tony has said about like where she would have been in her stardom if it wasn't like, well, you got to take your sisters with you. You got to do this with your sisters. She couldn't be
who she wanted to be.
Who she wanted to be. So now you're creating a space where family has to move together, and you aren't an individual within that family. So now we're sisters, but we're not friends.
Yeah.
And so that title.
She said, if they were not my sisters. I love my sister. I don't like my sisters. I wouldn't F with them.
Right. And so I think that the hard part, and I think for me, this is why I'm so, I'm heavy on the girls about how they speak to each other and their friendship, because I don't have the closeness of because my sister and I, of course, we're 18 years apart. So we didn't start getting kind of close until we were older. But then it was also, because of the age difference, it's like she was my parent. So it's like, oh, it was a reprimanding kind of thing and stuff like that. So with my girls, them, of course, now they're only 3 years apart, but even in how they talk to each other, the arguments and stuff like that, I let them get it off. But now we're going to come down and have a conversation as a family. And we're going to have a conversation of, y'all are friends. Like, if I'm not here, I need y'all to be here for each other. I need you to be able to applaud her even in your whatever you got going on, and vice versa. And creating and helping to cultivate a friendship outside of the sisterhood. The same thing I've done with my mom is cultivating a friendship outside of the parentals. So now when we go on cruises or we go do things, I feel more comfortable having certain kinds of conversations, because I don't look at her just as my parental. I look at her as my friend. And that's how I look at my daughters. Like, that should be your friend. If you can't go to anybody, you should be able to go to your homegirl, right? So I think the hard part is especially older people in our community, is like, family, y'all got to stick together. Y'all should be together no matter what. But sometimes those boundaries have been crossed. And I don't know if I have the capacity to continue to give you grace in the midst of my healing.
That's great. I don't agree that families should stick together, but I don't really it depends on what the offense was. What I'm speaking more to is the grace of, hey, I don't wish no ill will towards you. We can coexist, but you're just not my person. I don't have to, we ain't got to call, whatever. Yeah. If we had the cookout, hey, how you doing? Right. That's all you getting. I'm not, because certain things cut deep. Sometimes people have done things or they were raised a certain type of way, and it's not that easy. Like, to be honest, I have a cousin who every time she comes around, there's an issue. And I said, listen, you give these people exactly what they want. You are the angry Black woman. They know exactly what they expect from you. They know you're going to be mad. They know you're going to do this or whatever. Right. If you cannot handle that, then you need not to come. Or you need to know what you're walking into. You already know what they're going to do. Right. They know what your triggers are. She has an issue with her sister or whatever. But my thing is, you already know what she's going to do. Right. And you blow up every time. Yeah. And then everybody looking at you like, it's kind of like, Kevin! Right. They don't show how Buzz
has done
whatever.
All the things.
Yeah.
This Negro did this.
Yeah.
Embarrassed me.
Yes. And I just said, this is the dynamics of the family and your family. So until you do something different or until you show up something different, this is always going to be the outcome. And unfortunately, at this point, if you feel like you don't need to come and you not come, that's a choice that you got. Yeah. Like, I want you here. Yeah. I would love to have you have a good time. Yeah. But until you know how to show up in a different way, this is always going to be a problem. And you always going to be in a situation. And it's not something that I can fix for you because they have created this narrative that you have created. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's certain things that we see that I can't necessarily fix, but I can tell you either going to because it's not going to change. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's not going to change. Yeah. That's, the definition definition of insanity than he is.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but I do agree. Depending on what happened, I think what you do and create those different relationships as a friendship and all that, I think that's amazing. But some people can't do that.
Going back to the brackets, I think part of it is the way the tier level that and you can see it of how they interact with each other. I think that there's hurt in how that shows up. I think it was hurt in like whole music business. I think that Tawana's not confident in her own right for some of her own stuff. So all of that kind of comes into play. And I think with Tamar doing some of the work and being like, I just don't care, is another.
But you can't say that and still throw a stone. It's to a point where as she does, you can see some of the growth, but at the same time, it's just like
she said she on a journey. She said she ain't made it to the destination.
Baby, the journey and baby,
the detour.
Because if you was a journey, you would have never been at that table acting a plum fool.
But then I think,
and then in that, the brother was the one who sent the cease and desist. So they're all sitting at the table. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But Tamar's like, one of y'all gave him my address. So even in that, the narrative that so the energy that you even given us at this cease and desist is not even warranted towards us because we didn't. Yeah, somebody gave the address, point blank in the period. But at the same time, it's just messy.
It is. It's just.
And y'all wonder why I don't watch reality?
Don't you say that because you be watching the Mormon Wives.
Secret Lives of Mormon
getting
Wives.
high.
I do watch that, but otherwise I don't be watching nothing.
Is she?
So y'all
and she probably be
you just. You don't watch the Secret Wives? No,
because we're not Mormons, okay?
Now I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't like to watch black people, going through stuff. I like to watch white people going through stuff.
I get that too because they go through just as much as we do.
I feel more justified watching them and laughing at their mess when it's us, even if it's celebrities and people I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I hate that too. Like when I look at the social media and it's like the neighborhood, the shade room, like. Y'all can we post something positive?
Yeah.
Y'all don't have all of the facts, and y'all gotta realize too, like these are people's lives, and once something is out there, it ain't coming back. Like
it's gonna stay on the internet.
Even with men, like even with rappers who have been lied on and say, oh, such and such raped me or whatever, and it was a lie.
Yeah.
You'll never see the headline say, hey,
this
it's
was
a lie.
debunked or whatever.
But that claim is going to go with that person forever. Like the thing with Nelly, when he did Tip Drill and he did the credit card and the booty, that wasn't his idea, that was the girl's idea, and that's what they told him to do, so he did it. And it equated to him, like I think his sister needed like a liver or a kidney, and they wouldn't allow him to go on Spelman because of that thing. His sister ended up dying, and he's like, well, how do you know that the kidney that my sister need or whatever she need wasn't on that campus, but because of something that somebody made this thing about that you don't have all the information about, like my sister's not here.
Yeah.
I wish people would be more mindful of certain of these accusations and these whatever, but that's just not the day.
Because they already know that a lie gonna go much further than the truth.
Baby, and people don't want the truth.
No, because the lies sound better, and it allows them to.
And if you tell the truth, you shady, baby. Okay.
Telling that people business. Why do you ain't just keep it to yourself?
Baby, if she got 3 kids and no baby father, that ain't shade. That's the truth.
That's what I be saying, but people be saying I'm a bitch.
Hello, no, if that's what it is, you chose your decision.
I just be like, my family was getting on me recently because my mom said she was gonna be on her best behavior for Christmas. And she was on her best behavior. But I had made a comment. I was like, oh, you're doing really good. Like, you ain't, been fussing or nothing. And she gonna say, why you always gotta call somebody out? I'm like,
I was trying to give you accolades.
Thank you. I was trying to give you accolade. I just be observing the room and,
I guess she didn't want to be reaffirmed. Okay?
She didn't need that.
That's exactly what she said. She's like, I didn't need that.
Okay.
You tell me you gonna stop drinking and I see you with a drink and I be like, oh, I thought we wasn't doing that. I'm the bitch.
Oh, okay. Well, now you didn't have to do that. That was petty.
She's good for a good call out.
I mean, did she tell you to hold her accountable?
Y'all just saying we can tell the truth.
You right.
The backpedal that George be doing though.
I don't.
He be like, you. That's true though, because
if somebody say you're not going, I do that to my mom. My mother's been supposed to stop smoking cigarettes since he was 3, and When cigarettes turn $5, I'm not gonna stop smoking. Cigarettes is $1,000.
$7.
No, they like $13 now.
They $13.
They like
They are
13, almost
expensive.
$15.
When somebody say, "Can I get a Lucy?" Hell no, you're not about to
She's
pay
still
for these.
smoking.
I can't believe that. That's very expensive.
It's a very expensive habit.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we gotta get out of here. But
Yeah, baby, because it's probably like 12 hours. Okay.
but before we leave, from a production perspective, what are 3 tips that you would give us to improve the podcast?
Oh.
You can be honest. If I need to edit it,
Why
I'll
would
edit
you put
it.
me
Let me
on
step
the-
out.
Oh, you-
That's not.
But I
That's not
told
my
you this
business.
offline.
That's not my business.
I would change the set and make it look more friendlier. That's why we talked about it, like decorating your living room, because y'all have all the setup. You just want it to look aesthetically pleasing. You'd be like, oh, that's cute, you know, versus it's just on the couch. Quality is everything. People like to look at things that look nice. Not that this doesn't look nice, but sometimes it's just like you winging it. It's giving, girl, we about to do this podcast today. And you don't want it to look like that.
Okay.
That's why you just create a little nook in your house, put a little tree or whatever, and call it a day. Because a lot of people do content in the house. That's one.
We just want to do 2 because I don't got too much. You ain't gonna be too much razzing on me.
Well,
up
I'm
in
not
this-
razzing.
up in this podcast.
I think you guys should show more of your friendship dynamic. Because like I see y'all off camera and I laugh and I chuckle and sometimes I guess, and then also I don't know when y'all do it, or if it's weekends, if it's during the week, so you might be tired or whatever. All that plays into it. But I just think you want people to feel like they sit on the couch with you, like how we were like joking today and we were going back and forth. Like it just felt natural. So you want the viewer to you want them to feel like, girl, Toya my best friend, or Kendra's my, because people because y'all have 2 different personalities, but for whatever reason y'all able to merge together. Y'all don't argue, or if y'all argue, we don't know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But,
we don't even argue.
yeah, but like, how does that flow? Like, what is it, or what is it about the dynamics of your relationship?
That works.
It should come out a little bit more, you know? Yeah.
But then this is the other thing, George. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yes, tell me.
People be reaching out and really wanting to talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Because I'm not like, if you like, people see my personality and they think that this is me.
But it's not you?
No.
Okay.
It is her.
Not on the outside.
It's her when she's comfortable.
Okay.
And I'm not. It takes a minute. I went to school with you.
Yeah.
I know you.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
that is true. I walked in. She was like, "Hey."
I know. And then we chatted, and you brought me into the conversation. I said, "Oh, you gonna bring me in?"
I'm the same way too, though. I'm the same. Like, even though I have a bubbly personality, when I'm walking into a new space, I'm very observant. I always tell people, if I don't talk to you, sorry, that means I don't probably mess with you or whatever. Like that's just me. Like, and I'm not judging. Like, but I'm gonna talk and speak anyway, and I'm gonna give you a chance. But like, it's an energy thing for me, or a discernment thing for me. Don't wish you no harm, but you might just not be my person, or you just might.
And it also for me, I am not the best at like. I like people don't. I'm a lot sometimes. I can be a lot, and if you're not a lot person or around a lot of a person that's a lot, then I can tell that because you can tell somebody's energy, and I don't be wanting to get them all that. And it's a lot because then it drains my battery, and I'm ready to take a nap.
Ready to take a nap, but Toya be giving meek reserve.
I am.
Because you know what?
I am.
What happened?
I'm not.
Yeah, but Toya got a lot on her mind though. Toya got something. You got something to say sometimes. Like we were having a conversation, and Toya gave like, and I said, "No, baby, break it down." She was like, "Well, since you asked," and then
she do that.
She do that. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what
But
happens.
it ain't nothing wrong with doing that, and everything you said and you told me was justified. But sometimes if I'd have never asked you that, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that. I got dust.
This is what happens, and I think this is what she waits for. She waits for the license to be able to fully express herself without there being consequences. Because she's been...
Now you're blocking my tea.
We can be friends, okay?
New episode.
That
was good though.
We have had had multiple conversations in the background where we're talking about certain things, and I get a very short answer.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know her well enough,
Mm-hmm.
I allow that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I follow up.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we have conversations and we'll talk about certain things, and like for example, she don't like getting her feelings hurt. She doesn't like being vulnerable in certain things. So we're talking, and I said, she was like, well, it didn't bother me, but I was upset. And I said, no, you were disappointed. And so then when we talk about, when she was like, well, no, because disappointed means this, that, and the fourth. I said, no, you could be disappointed and not mad at it, or you can be disappointed and not, it's a hurt feeling. And going through that motion and allowing her to have the license, like, it's okay to be disappointed and still not be petty about it, or not feel like you have to never invite them to again. If you don't feel the disappointment, you're just existing in your space. You're not really living in your space. So we're having these conversations, but she needs the license to feel as if I express myself, I'm not being judged about it. I'm not being ridiculed about it. Because in a lot of times when we have conversations, she's like, my family be like, oh, here you go. And when you hear that too many times, it's like, I don't want to be the here you go. I'm not going to give you a reason to say here you go. So when she gave you the answer, the short answer, you wouldn't have said anything else. But when she gave you more and you didn't give, well, that's Toya just being Toya. You were like, nah, you're justified in that. It just gives a little bit of, okay, now I'm comfortable to kind of express myself.
I would agree.
So that's...
Baby, that was, baby, you sound like the lady on the couch, okay? But
I told you I'll be talking to myself.
That conversation was so fruitful. Even giving somebody the license, which is because sometimes people speak out of turn. Mm-hmm. But she's waiting. And some people probably can learn from that because, baby, did I give you a license to speak? But, like, that's what I'm talking about. What just happened right there.
Yeah,
and then you can rebuttal that because there are other Toyas.
There's no rebuttal. She's absolutely
that's what I'm saying. There are other Toyas that feel the way you do, that need to know that and need to hear because you just taught me something.
But this is the thing, and we didn't go into this in that conversation, but when we talked about friendships and in which the levels of friendships, I don't know how many people are willing to be the friend that pushes the envelope instead of being the friend, or just wanting to be the friend that allows, you just allow people to exist, right? And so you never have an argument, you never have a this and that and the fourth. But I think what has helped in our rekindling of our relationship is we never had, because we didn't fall out, right? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like, I ended up having a baby early, she went off, so it was kind of like that. And then we reconnected. I don't want anything negative to happen to her. I don't want anything negative to happen to our relationship. I want us to be able to be the best versions of each other, of ourselves. But I also know that if I don't say it to you and nobody else is saying it to you, there's no way you can level to the next level. Mm-hmm. And so we have these back and forth conversations. And it also then helps, I think, someone on the receiving end, knowing how I am, for her to feel comfortable to repeat or say things to me like, girl,
because like even with the whole thing with the movie thing, she totally understood it because you guys are friends, right? For me, I'm like the baby cuckoo, you know what I'm saying? You sit lady on the couch. But even if it's a conversation that you had off camera, you can say, hey, do you feel comfortable talking about this? And my thing is, that way she knows what she can say, what she don't want to say, and how whatever. Yeah. And you have the power of the what? The edit. Yeah. So if anything is shared or said, you can always go back and cut it out. Yeah. Or if Toya, or if you watched it back and be like, that was a little too much. Because right now you could be as free as you want to. Yeah. There was no whatever. Now if something is said and whatever, and my thing is also, this is about living in your truth. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. You could be like, you have been nice and you have helped, and people still have felt some type of way and feel like they could say whatever they want to say to you and treat you however you want to say, vice versa. Yeah. So why do their feelings matter when mine don't? Yeah. And I'm the one that's supplying. Yeah. Hello. And that's usually how it is. Like people people are fine until they don't get what they want, or until they don't until you don't show up the way they want you. Because the older we get, baby, I'm about to be 40, so like. Some friendships, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to be your friend anymore.
Right.
Because I don't want to deal with it. Because I did something to me to make myself available to deal with you.
Yeah.
Now, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
And it seems unfair to that person. But at the same time, it's unfair to me to sit through a situation because you want to talk about yourself all the time. And you don't want to check on me or whatever. When am I going to stand up for myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if the cards fall out, that we are not as close or that it's adjusted or whatever, that's fine because ultimately I might not be losing nothing in that situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one giving.
Yeah. Right. And you stayed around longer than you should have.
Yeah.
But it's time to move past because we're all, side characters in other people's story, and so sometimes I've played my part, baby.
But I think people need the wisdom. Like current events are cute, but like people are going through situations, they don't know how to communicate, they losing relationships, people are dying, people losing their jobs or whatever. So any advice or anything that's really authentic is what people gravitate to. So even if you like alter or whatever, you just gotta find out what works for y'all. Yeah. And that's where you'll have the people.
Yeah, we be giving them a little stuff.
I feel like we try to go deep, but then sometimes I don't feel like it always lands.
I mean, it will land on the people that need to learn it.
Because I'll tell you,
that license landed on me, and I wasn't even looking for it. I said, a license.
She be dropping the gym.
Baby, I said, maybe you the lady on the couch. Let me go sit like...
She said she talked to herself.
I tell you this.
She did say that.
The lady is the couch is me.
To be a fly in your... Because I know you're my cousin. To be a fly on the wall for you. And then, like, sometimes we have honest moments and honest conversation because we've known each other for years. Like, people wanna know who Toya is. People want to feel like they know you. Like, people come up to me and be like, they call me their best friend because they watch me on my podcast because I remind them of somebody or they like me because, and I'm just sitting there talking, being myself, whatever that is. But you have to go to that.
They know me enough. Y'all want to know more?
Baby, they always want to know more.
You just be in the business.
You gotta be like,
I tell my business.
But you gotta be like Beyonce. Beyonce let the people know what you want them to know. Like, even when I sit down and I talk, I always think I'm honest, but if I say it first or depending on where I go in the situation, like, look, if I say it, I have to own it, and that's my narrative that I'm creating, and I'm not letting anybody else create a narrative because I know with me being honest, God is going to use it for somebody else, regardless if people want it or think it was too much or whatever. Like, it's baby.
I live by that too. Yeah. Like whatever, I don't have a problem saying anything because when I say something, I'm saying it with integrity.
Yeah.
And I'm not out here trying to paint a picture that's something that it's not, and then you call me out, oh, you said this or you did this. If it has changed, I will be honest and say, you know what, I did say that last year, but guess what? I got more information. Now I changed my mind. So it's not too much that anybody can call me out on. Like,
I've never seen Toya like really, really get mad.
I don't really get mad.
You know what? We had this. We literally have had this we literally just had this conversation. She and I went out to lunch. It was out for lunch for like 2 hours.
Actually, let's just wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, baby.
Not that we can get into that.
But we've been talking for hours. Okay. That's how you know we friends.
Right,
okay. That's
right,
how we friends. Well, anyway.
This has been another great episode.
Guys, George, we really enjoyed you.
Yes, I hope you had a good time.
I did, baby. Okay.
I've been asking you to come on the podcast for a minute.
You have.
And this is why.
You have.
We're Kiki.
Baby. Because I be watching y'all, I be like, you should have said this, okay? Because I be keeping it cute sometimes, and I be looking like.
So, guys.
So
I'm going to start producing their podcast. Listen, okay?
Come on.
I'm going to be like, say this.
How can people see what you're into and follow you and all the things?
Follow me at I don't even know my name. At George Tyler Wells on Instagram and on X. On all the platforms, I'm George Tyler Wells. I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
What you doing on the top?
Actually, I'm about to start
dancing.
I am dancing on in my TikToks in the grocery store. I'm good for it. In the grocery store. I'm actually going to start 2 new Instagrams. One is going to be called Part-Time Vegan.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's because I'm on my health journey and I
Right.
want to eat, I eat a lot of vegan food because some of my friends eat meat. And a lot of it's actually good and it's whatever. Some of it's processed or whatever. So I want to show that. But if you see a chicken wing or a rib in my mouth,
Don't call
mind your business, okay?
You said part-time.
Part-time. So that's why I call it
Right.
Part-Time Vegan. And then this one, since I love music, I want to, it's called B-Sides. And it's going to be like, it's going to talk about like the records that, like, they're not singles.
They're not the populars.
Yeah.
All right, guys, make sure you
got it,
like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Tell us
Drop down in the comments.
Like, share, and subscribe.
and we'll drink to that.